You think I could wheelie this thing?
Oh, yeah.
Nope. Not even wheelie anyway. Negative. Nothing.
Alright, so we're out here in the Arizona Strip again, riding with Calbot. Woo, Calbot! And Mr. eveRide.
Hello.
Today we're gonna finish an unfinished vlog.
Vlog 2.0.
2.0.
Oh, jeez, what am I...
The topic for today is, as I go careening off into the cacti, dual sport etiquette.
Dual sport etiquette. I'm gonna sing the jingle. Give bushes high fives. Dual sport etiquette 2.0. We tried this a long time ago, and what a fantastic vlog it was, and we were laughing and having a good time. And then I made a quip about Mr. Gokabase's Hero 3 Black Edition, saying how unreliable it was, and then I checked my own camera, and it was out of batteries, so it was, you know, it's embarrassing.
Yeah, but that aside, you know, it was probably the best vlog ever.
It probably was the best vlog ever. We had multiple fist bumps.
We did, yeah. We were doing some cool tricks, and
Brent did a double backflip, bike flip on a KLR 650. I know that sounds hard to believe, but it has been done. It's kind of one of those one-time things. The vlog was just that good.
Yeah. I'd do it again, but I wrenched my knee on that.
Yeah, he just, I mean,
I don't want to risk it again.
He landed it perfectly, you know, but, you know, just, he's getting old. Oh,
Amen,
no.
brother. We lost Calbot. Oh, there he is.
Uh-oh, Calbot.
Alright, so speaking of etiquette, one thing you always do when you're riding with multiple people is you got to wait up for your last rider.
Yeah, you always got to wait for everybody.
Yeah, that way everybody knows everybody's good. We got the benefit of the Cenas, which I don't know how to pronounce, whether it's Sena or Cena. So we have the benefit of knowing that he's back there just by saying, hey, where are you? And there he is right there, right between us.
Yes. So yeah, you want to check your rear view mirror often if you've got them. If not, you know, it's always courteous to, you know, give a peek behind you. Holy cow, that's always kind of sketchy, but you only need to do it for a second.
I like to wait until the sketchiest part of the trail, and then I look behind me.
I like to do it the most hardcore way with my hands off the bars and in the air.
And like the movies, I like to look behind me as long as possible.
So always keep people in your rear view mirror, especially if you don't have a communication device, because if somebody behind you crashes, you know, I've been the guy last in line and crashed really hard, broke some ribs, and that was an agonizing and terrifying 30 minutes that I waited for the other guys to come back.
You waited for 30 minutes?
Yeah, I waited for a long time. Yeah.
Oh, man.
You know, after a while, you're like, okay, they're not coming back. I got broken ribs, possibly broken arm. I got to pick this bike up on my own. And so you just grit your teeth and pick up a 400-pound bike. That was when I had the KLR. And, man, that's no good. So, and that brings us to our next one, picking up bikes.
Oh, yeah, picking up bikes. Especially when you're riding with somebody on a KLR or a Pegaso.
Yeah.
How much does a Pegaso weigh?
Probably like 9,000 pounds. But it's all really...
That's metric, though. Yeah.
9,000 kilowatts. Everybody outside of America just uttered naughty words to me. They were like, dude, you suck at life.
You suck at... Alright, so anyway, we were talking about picking up bikes. Now, if you have a 230, the CRF 230 weighs just a little bit more than a bicycle. But, I mean, if you're exhausted and you just fell off your bike, you know, it's good to wait for other people to help you pick it up.
You know what? I think just the best rule of thumb would be, no matter what bike you're on, if you stop and help people up, the ride is more fun.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
Picking up your bike takes a lot of energy with just one person. With two people, it's nothing. Yeah. But with one person, you're expending all kinds of energy that could be used, you know, riding more in control, better, more fun.
Well, case in point, last year, I was just thinking about this, you know, when we went out to Warner Valley and got disoriented, you know, I dumped my bike rubber side up, and I was exhausted.
Oh yeah.
We didn't have the intercom thing, and so I was just watching your headlight disappear off into the distance.
Yeah.
And I just started crying. I curled up, and I thought there's no way I can do it. But anyway, then you did come back, and I made you. Not only did you help me lift my bike up, you actually did most of the work, because I didn't have anything in me at that point.
Because you had picked your bike up a couple of times before that.
Right, I tried to manhandle it myself, and I got exhausted. And
yeah, and so, you know what? We'll say that's rule 2B, the addendum. If you're exhausted and you pick up your own bike, you're probably going to slow down the group later. If you're like, no, I'll pick it up myself, I'll pick it up. Then you get exhausted, and it's just not good for the whole group. So,
right, you're not doing anybody any favors.
Yeah, so let other people hop off of their bikes and come help you up. Also, if you get injured, sometimes you're in shock and you just start like hauling things around. You're gonna throw out a back. You're gonna mess up your. Oh my gosh, that view is awesome.
Speaking of etiquette again, first of all, look at this view. But you know, if somebody does get injured or they fall off their bike, it is completely acceptable to mock them.
It's not acceptable, it is compulsory. You must.
Right, you must mock, especially, well, it depends on how bad they're hurt, you know.
Yeah.
As far as the time length. I mean, there's always mocking, but, I mean, if they're seriously injured, you gotta maybe stop the bleeding or something like that. And then resume mocking.
And then let the mocking commence, yes.
Right.
That is a rule that must be followed, especially if there's a camera involved, if the wreck is caught on camera.
If there's a camera, it's got to be kind of remixed, almost slow-mo.
And then you need to post that footage on YouTube for everybody else to see, to just absolutely shame whoever crashed.
Especially if there's grunting involved.
If there's grunting involved, then yeah, this ride, the rule applies doubly. Oh, I'm kind of a jerk for doing that. Whoa, there's oh man. Oh geez, my pegs are like little.
They're
like little ice cubes.
Little Teflon foot pegs.
So the water gets up between my boots, and they're like ski boots, and the pegs, and it's like squiggly squeed. Let's see, what are some other rules? Oh, if there's ever a split in the road, and you're the leader of the group, why don't you go ahead and stop at that split in the road and wait for everybody else so they know where you're going.
Right, that's a good way to stay together as a group.
That's a good way to make everybody behind you furious.
Right.
Because then it's like, hey, you know, we trusted you to lead it, and then you just took off. So it doesn't matter how fast or how good you are at riding. Don't ever just assume that people know the direction you're going to take. Especially when you have Cenas, though. That's kind of a nice thing about Cenas. You just tell people, hey,
I'm going right. Yeah.
And if you ever get disconnected on your Cena, then you wait.
Let's talk about roosting.
Yeah,
you got to make sure you roost as much as possible.
That's right. You know, some people think that roosting is not, you know, is a symbol of hostility, but really it's like getting a warm hug.
Right.
A warm, rocky, muddy hug.
Especially if you got, you know, if everybody's got a camera, then at least it's cool. It looks cool, and it gives people a story. Hey, I got roosted in the tip, for example.
Yes, I did get roosted in the tip by Brent one time, and it was hilarious. The cameras were off, but, you know. Yeah, roosting is also compulsory, especially in really muddy situations where somebody gets stuck behind you.
Right.
Then, you know, if you don't roost whoever's behind you, then it's almost an insult. It's like...
It is. Like, I didn't think you could take it.
Yeah, you know. Oh, let's see. What are some other tips? How about camera stuff?
Oh yeah, camera stuff.
Camera stuff. You know, it's just always a good idea to make sure that your mic is going, especially if you're doing a dual vlog.
Like if somebody comes from out of town or something, then they, you know, it's a once a year kind of deal.
If somebody comes from out of town and it's like once in a lifetime ride in Utah, and they're maybe from Colorado and they brought their wife and their bike and everything like that, it's probably a good idea to make sure that your equipment works, you know, and your batteries are charged up.
Right. If you've got a firearm, I don't know, what's the etiquette as far as shooting from?
If you have a firearm, go buck wild as long as you don't kill anybody.
Right, there you go.
Yeah, that's the
Make
etiquette
sure you
there.
know what you're shooting at.
Yeah, don't shoot at other people unless you don't like them.
Right.
In which case, just once again, the key word there is buck wild. Oh, when you are on Cena, if you're going up kind of a blind corner and there's a obstacle or a car or something in front of you,
yeah.
or
Good call.
a washed out road or something like that, it's nice to get a call back or something.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is just motorcycling etiquette in general. But if you ever pass a police officer, the etiquette is to kind of tap the top of your helmet to any motorcyclist you see. Whoa! See, there we go. He's doing the dual sport etiquette right there with the roost.
Yeah, there we go. Right, taking out the, whatever that is, agave, not agave. The pokey bush.
Some kind of pokey bush that didn't feel good.
Let's see, out here, you know, we run into some fences sometimes. Or gates, I guess, so, you know, first guy to the gate is the guy that opens it.
Yeah.
And then the last guy through is the guy that closes the gate.
That's right. What else? Tools. Bring in tools.
Oh yeah, tools. Tools and JB weld and everything like that. And make sure you're prepared. Water, all that stuff.
Water, yeah. And if you have a bike that has some extra room somewhere and a tool tube or something, and you see a guy stushing stuff in a backpack, why not take his tools and put them in your tube, you know?
Yeah.
Whether you like or you hate the motorcycles that your buddies are riding, you've got to make comments about it always. So if you
right.
like it, you've got to just gush over it all the time. If you hate it, you just got to give them crap about it all the time.
Right.
So,
you know, especially if they're riding a KTM.
yeah. Oh, that's a big one right there. Okay, if you're riding your motorcycles and you've got, you know, a cheap import, and your friend's got a really expensive import, you know, like a BMW or a KTM.
Yeah.
And they have some problems, which they will because it's a KTM.
That's right.
But if a KTM breaks down, it is your obligation to just hammer it home that they should have got a Suzuki or a Kawasaki or a Honda. That's just what's important. My goodness, this is amazing.
We need Instagram or something here.
Teach me to Instagram.